Hello everyone and welcome. This is Christine with Patter Crafts, and today I'm here with a design team project for Scrapping for Less. Today we'll be taking another look at the February 2020 Flavor of the Month card kit. Today I'll be using a few items found in the banana split pack, and I'll also be using a stamp set found in collection 1. So for today's card, because I'm going to be using this little mini distressing cube that came in the banana split pack and the stencil also found in that banana split pack, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this onto a craft mat. I find that the stencil will move too much if I do not adhere it down. So this is also the first time I am using a little I guess these are like the finger daubers for the distress ink. So I loved that you could get into the tiny little areas. You had tons of control, and that was kind of needed for the stencil because some of those middle pieces moved a little bit. If I needed to use my distress ink tools, like the bigger ones, I probably would have had to find a way to adhere that down a little bit because it did move. But using this little finger dauber that comes in the banana split pack, I was able to kind of hold that stencil down and just dab right over it, and it worked out really well. So this does take a little bit of time to add all of the ink to my entire panel. I think total time was between 6 and 7 minutes. So while this little finger dauber is really great for doing the more precise areas, it's definitely not as quick as using the other tools. But I think both can have its place in card making. So after I'm done using this distress ink, we are going to bring in some gorgeous Glimmer Paste. I had purchased this Glimmer Paste a while ago, so this is not found in the card kit. This is from my personal stash. But I have not had a chance to use it, and I thought, you know, this is going to be a perfect little panel because this collection for the card kit, the theme is all about girls. When I think of girly cards, I think of sparkly and glimmery, and this is just absolutely gorgeous. So I am adding this all over the stencil. Then I'll go ahead, take off my painter's tape, take the panel off of my mask, or my mat, my mat, and I'm going to put that aside to dry. Now while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the image from the stamp set found in collection 1 of the February card kit. I just absolutely love this stamp. It has definitely become my favorite. I know when I first saw it, I was like, ooh, what am I going to do with this? But it is so gorgeous. So we're going to go ahead and cut that out. I ended up using a circle die. I thought I'd use an oval one at first, but it didn't really give... I don't know what the word is I'm trying to think. It just wasn't the look I was going for. So I used the circle die. And then in the stamp set, there's this piece here. And I believe that this is to kind of put some eyeshadow on our lovely lady here. And I was afraid it was going to get where I didn't want it. I think the stamp can be a little deceiving how it looks, but when I put it down over where it needed to go, it was absolutely fine. I did not need to mask off with the pink paper, but I wasn't sure and I didn't want to have to stamp this out all over again. And I just used the same distress ink that I used for my card panel. And I'm just going to go ahead, add that to the edges of this piece, and we're going to call that done. So now that my card panel's all dry, I'm going to take it aside. I'm going to trim it down a little bit so that it fits onto a A2 sized card base that gives a little bit of border. I chose to bring in a black card base. I just thought it really made the purple stand out. Another thing I brought in from my stash is this piece of purple ribbon. It's kind of sheer, and I just thought it looked really pretty with everything we had going on, but it wasn't solid, so you could still see the stencil and the glimmer paste underneath. So I'm going to pop this up on some foam tape because it did get wet with the glimmer paste, so it was a little warped, so this just kind of made it look a little bit nicer. And I'm also adding some foam adhesive to the image. And I'm going to bring in a little bit of the Spectrum Noir sparkle pen, and we're going to call this good for today. So thank you so very much for joining me. If you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button. But until next time, bye.